What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another one of my videos. Thank you all so much for tuning in as always. Make sure to subscribe if you're enjoying this content, and yeah man. So today I wanted to do a bit of a different video. Some of the things that I have done or that I have started implementing in this sort of post-quarantine period. I thought it would be very important because I know that a lot of people have been sort of like demotivated and in sort of like a weird space at this moment. And yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and start with sort of like my regular workout routine, things that I do in the gym now that the gym is open. I've been back into it, but fairly slowly. But to be quite honest, I did manage to keep very active during the quarantine period. I bought a few dumbbells, skipping rope and so forth, just because like I just find it that it's so very important for me to stay active. It just helps me in terms of like focus, in terms of productivity, and just in terms of energy as well. With the workout, I kind of just started by warming up. I usually warm up for about 5-10 minutes, depending on the exercise of the day. And then I moved into stretching my shoulder. Now, I got an injury last winter playing soccer.
Nice!
So I've been sort of rehabbing my shoulder, and these are some of the little things that I've kind of taken advantage of during quarantine. It's just like a lot of stretching, trying to stretch as much as possible, and also like doing a bit of rehab with, like, let's say my shoulder, my knee, and yeah, so I moved into overhead shoulder press. As you guys can see, I did about 3-4 sets. Again, I'm really not working to like heavy weight, so I'm just trying to do more of the burn exercises, so about 12 to 15 reps for each exercise. And then once I was done with that, I kind of moved into lateral and front raises. Today's workout was specifically on like shoulders and a bit of like ab work, just to kind of get back into sort of like an exercise routine, whether it's gym, running, anything that you guys potentially could be doing. And then after this, I kind of did the ab workout, and then I moved into some lateral raises, isolated lateral raises again, and I sort of combined that with some face pulls. So as you guys can see, super chilled workout, nothing too crazy. I ended up finishing with a bit of cardio. I did about 20 minutes of just like on the treadmill, just walking for about 15-20 minutes. What I usually do with treadmills, I would put it on the highest incline, so I think it goes up to like 15, and then I would just like keep it at a moderate pace and just walk, and usually I tend to burn about 300-350 calories depending on how fast I'm walking. And yeah, so that was it for the workout. So usually after the workout, I'll have a shake. I usually have 2 shakes a day, just to get my like sort of like protein intake in. I think that like it just helps me sort of keep like a balance in what I eat and things like that. So I'll obviously prep a meal after that and just kind of chill, relax. If I still have a bit of work to do, I'll probably get that done. Now, one of the things that's worked really well for me, disciplining myself to not drink during the week, because what I tend to notice, for me at least, because I'm working at home so much, what I'll tend to do is like I would just kind of like either like binge eating or like, just grabbing a glass of wine after, like, especially after you work out. After you work out, you kind of start feeling like you deserve it. So, I'll go and grab a glass of wine and just like whilst I'm having my food. And I kind of started noticing that was a bit of a habit, and it's not necessarily a good habit to have. So what I started kind of doing for me personally is just like not drinking during the week and trying to find ways to occupy my time between Monday and Friday. So you know, if I don't work after work, I'll usually kind of like read a book. Now, to be quite honest, like I'm not like a huge reader, but it's something that I've sort of been trying to get into, and I know that like everything just has to do with like, I guess in a way, developing a habit of certain things that you're not necessarily good at. So I've just kind of been trying to give myself maybe 15 minutes or 30 minutes of reading time during the day at some point in the day. So it's usually in the evening. Currently, some of the books that I'm reading, I recently started this one. It's called What Everybody Is Saying. It's just a book about body language. It was written by like an FBI ex-agent. It's been pretty good so far, but yeah, I haven't been as consistent as I would like to be, so we're still working on that. And another thing also is like editing takes quite a bit of my time. I try to get that done during the downtime so that I don't push myself into watching like Netflix or like some YouTube videos. And yeah, so and I've tried to keep that as consistent as possible. So during the week, honestly, it's definitely been more of really trying to structure and organize myself in terms of my work and some of the things that I like doing outside of work, whether it's like taking outfit pics or just also trying to develop new habits. Actually, speaking of habits, one of my friends suggested that I download this app. So the app is called Habits, and basically you put all these things that you sort of want to get better at. For me, it was like reading, stretching, cardio, and some other things. And usually like every time you kind of get it done, you give yourself a tick, and it's kind of like a self congratulations, I guess. And I haven't been using it as much. I've only started using it over the last like week and a bit. But I'm very curious to see if that sort of helps me in staying disciplined and in accomplishing some of the tasks that I set throughout the day, which really is how I've been kind of operating, especially because I'm spending so much time at home. So I have been trying to have some form of structure and organization throughout the day so that I don't feel like I'm getting bored or get like anxious. And to be quite honest, guys, like I feel like with the time that we're in right now, it is so like crucial to be, at least in my opinion, I feel like it's so crucial to just not make quarantine or the fact that we don't really have much to do as an excuse to not do anything. And I've actually been way more productive being at home than actually being in the office, because what tends to happen, and I think I've spoken about this in my quarantine video that I did a few months ago, where I find that because there's no commuting and because there isn't much to do, you can actually invest into all these things that you've kind of wanted to do, like whether it's like, you know, YouTube, whether it's Instagram, or whether it's like a blog or anything that you sort of have been kind of meaning to do. Like this is honestly the best time to kind of start doing it and build some form of habit. So yeah, there you have it, guys. So that's kind of like my video for today. Just some of the things that I've been doing post quarantine and during this kind of like weird summertime that we're all going through. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Let me know if you guys have any suggestions of certain things that you guys are doing that maybe I can implement in my day-to-day life. And yeah, so thank you all so much for tuning in. Highly appreciate it as always. And yeah, make sure to subscribe and follow me on my Instagram at GREGNTORE. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.